Texas Senator Ted Cruz won the first presidential contest in Iowa. He came in a strong third place in New Hampshire, but well behind Donald Trump there. The senator hopes to pick up some momentum in South Carolina. Just yesterday in Myrtle Beach, I had the chance to talk to him about his chances.
I'm very encouraged. The momentum we've been seeing has been growing steadily for months. And what we're seeing is that old Reagan coalition coming together. You know, if you think back to the Iowa caucuses, in the week leading up to it, every pundit, every pollster said we couldn't win. They all said Donald Trump was going to win. And then on Election Day, we saw record-shattering turnout. We won more votes than any Republican in the history of the Iowa caucuses. And I think the reason is simple, Brett. The stakes are too high. We can't gamble. If you look at the other candidates running, it's rolling the dice. Do you know what they're going to do? I don't know that anybody knows what Donald Trump would do. And the stakes are too great. We're talking about defending our constitutional rights, the Bill of Rights, and we're talking about Commander-in-Chief keeping this country safe.
You know, I've listened to your stump, and it has evolved, and you talk now about the Supreme Court a lot. Do you really believe that the other Republicans would make poor choices in filling seats, vacancies on the bench?
I think there is no doubt. We've seen over and over again Republican presidents who don't nominate conservatives to the court. And what history has shown is unless you have a president willing to invest the capital and fight, we're not going to get a principled conservative on the court. And I give my word to the voters of South Carolina and of this country that every justice I put on the court will be a principled constitutionalist who will defend the Bill of Rights. If you compare, for example, Donald Trump, there is no doubt that Donald Trump would nominate liberals to the court. How do we know that? We know that, number one, because for 60 years of his life he described himself as very pro-choice and a supporter of partial birth abortion. We know that, number two, because he's pointed to one example of the type of judge he would appoint. That's his sister, who Bill Clinton put on the Court of Appeals. His sister is an extreme abortion supporter who struck down a restriction, New Jersey's restriction on partial birth abortion. She said it was irrational to ban partial birth abortion, and Donald said that extreme pro-abortion judge would make a phenomenal Supreme Court justice. One more liberal justice and our religious liberty will be taken away for a generation.
You have evolved in your relationship with Donald Trump. At the beginning of this campaign, now, I listened to the stump. You use, we'll win so much, we'll get sick of winning. That's a Donald Trump line.
You know what? We're going to be winning so much we'll get tired of winning.
We are going to win so much. We're going to have win after win after win. You people are going to get sick and tired of winning.
How do you think this relationship with Trump has changed for you? Because obviously you're talking differently about him.
Oh, listen, my response from the beginning and now has been, number one, to take the high road. Number two, when insults are tossed my way, not to respond in kind. Donald has thrown all sorts of insults my direction, and my reaction is to laugh and have fun. When he called me a maniac, I tweeted out an image of the old song Maniac.
Now he's saying liar.
You know, so maybe I should send out the Jim Carrey movie next. Look, we're going to have fun. We're going to tell jokes. We're going to be light and joyful. We're running a joyful campaign. And the reason is, I'm running on my record. If I'm elected president, we will keep this country safe and we will utterly destroy ISIS.
Thanks.